Welcome to Mommy's on a Call, your sacred space to laugh, learn, and feel like a real grown-up human for a hot minute. I'm Stephanie Uchima Carney, a mom of 3 little ones, serial entrepreneur, business strategist, and integrative health coach, just trying to get through the day one cold cup of coffee at a time. Don't you wish you could have more fun, build healthier lifestyle habits, and make more aligned choices so you can feel more balanced, happier, and more present every day? My mission is to uncover the daily rituals, life lessons, real-life tactics, and favorite tools to inspire and empower you to get the most out of your life, because I believe it is possible to thrive in motherhood, business, and life. So grab your headphones, tell your kids you're on the potty, and tune in weekly for some laughs, knowledge bombs, and plenty of real talk. Welcome to the Mommy Pod. Welcome back to Mommy's on a Call. I cannot believe it's been almost 6 months since I last released a podcast episode, yet alone recorded anything. Happy New Year's Eve. 2023 has been rough. Normally, I'm positive and full of gratitude and energy, but right now I'm just plain exhausted and sick again. And I'm sitting here trying to record this episode for you in my closet while my kids are downstairs watching, I think, Bubble Guppies or something. And I'm trying to get this in because I can't have 2023 end without saying goodbye and really giving a little wrap up. In my year-end wrap up, I want to get real and honest with you all about where I've been for the past year. Not trying to be all negative, but I just want to give you the honest truth. 2023 was not my best year. I lost my motivation, my direction, and in the end, when I thought I wanted to burn everything down, which I said in my episode, I think back in June, it was really me who ended up burning out in the end. When I started 2023, my word of the year was intention. I wanted to make every decision and every choice with intention. And in the end, I think I did that unknowingly, or at least the universe made me choose my intention, but it didn't exactly go as I planned. This year, I had to take a step back from working. Instead of focusing on the podcast and building my new wellness business, I ended up focusing a lot of my time on my kids. But through all that, I forgot to actually focus on myself consistently. I made it my intention this year to be there for my kids while they were still young, as my middle one just started kindergarten in the fall and my youngest is in preschool. My oldest is in 3rd grade. But I decided to go on overdrive mom mode. And when reflecting back on 2023, going at that pace got me sick almost every single month of the year. It was really hard for me to show up on the mic or even on social media because I felt like I wasn't listening to my own advice I've been giving over the last few years, and I felt like a complete fraud. How in the world am I supposed to show up and talk and teach and coach about health and wellness when I was the one sick almost every single month? I was not living and breathing everything that I believe in, and it made me feel awful. This year, I was super sick and feverish at multiple conferences in the beginning of the year. I got COVID for the first time in September, almost derailing our 10-year wedding anniversary trip that we had been planning for over a year to Italy. Plus, I almost ruined our spring break because I had to have an unexpected surgery on my intestines in April. And then from Thanksgiving until really now, New Year's, my entire family, including me, have been sick multiple times with this non-flu flu that has been ravishing through all of the kids in schools. And so really 2023 was the year my body broke down. I was consistently exhausted, and there were very few periods of time where it actually felt okay. This all led me to losing my confidence, my motivation, my excitement towards what I was trying to build, and even my overall sense of clarity and direction. While I wanted to burn it all down, I realized in the end, I burnt myself out. According to the definition of burnout that I read, burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. As the stress continues, you begin to lose interest and motivation that led you to take on a certain role in the first place. Burnout reduces productivity and saps your energy, leaving you feeling increasingly helpless, hopeless, cynical, and resentful. Eventually, you may feel like you have nothing more to give. Wow, that definition resonated so much, and it was my epiphany realizing I think I burnt out. While my stress reducing rituals and all of the mindfulness things I've learned over the past years have helped, I think it was all the invisible demands and stress I wasn't acknowledging that led to this overall feeling of burnout. I mean, who here has watched the Barbie movie? I just watched it for the first time, and whether you liked it or not, there was a scene where America Ferrera breaks down to Barbie about all the demands on women. And as a mom of three, that hit me so hard. The expectations of women and moms really weighed heavy on me this year. And watching her tell Barbie all of these things on what to expect, I started crying. I don't even know if my husband knew. I was sitting in bed crying watching this. But through the process of wanting to burn it all down, I started to let go of everything and I slowly began to realize what I actually want to purge in my life and what I want to keep. 2024 is going to be a hard reset. Well, I'm a little behind on my 2024 intention planning, which I normally would have done in October. I did a little reflection over the past week. You know how my favorite feedback loops. So I wanted to celebrate some of the wins in 2023 because I can't make this episode all doom and gloom. After going through a few wins, it started to make me feel a little better about 2023. How many of you have also gone through your wins over the last year? Big or small, go make a list. The successes will start flowing out of you, and I think it'll make you feel a little better and inspire you for 2024. Use this as an example on how to think about your own path. How will you take your wins and what didn't work and learn from it to move forward? So here's an example of some of my wins and what I learned from all of this. In 2023, I was consistent with my daily meditation practice. While I've been meditating since 2018 or so daily, I increased it to 15 to 20 minutes per day, and I dove in deeper by learning primordial sound meditation. And I've noticed that this new meditation, which is a mantra base, has made a huge difference on my day-to-day. Based on my Apple Watch, it has lowered my heart rate significantly. It has also just created a sense of more calm in the way I'm able to show up day to day as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, etc. I just have a more sense of less anxiety and reactiveness. And so that stress isn't really in my life. And I think I attribute that a lot to my meditation practice. In August, I also hit 4 years of podcasting. And while I didn't release anything since July, technically August of 2019 is when I hit record and publish on my very first podcast episode. And I also made it into the top 1.5% of podcasts globally. As of today, I am still there. So that's exciting considering I didn't record for 6 months. I also spoke at 2 conferences in the beginning of the year. Despite being deathly ill, I was at Podcast Movement and Mom 2.0. Another win was that I attended my second Chopra retreat and I went by myself to the Big Island of Hawaii and had a mini vacation / retreat where I really deepened my meditation practice while also taking a little trip to see the volcano erupt, which was something super magical. Another win was I had some amazing coaching clients this year. Even when I wasn't actively marketing, I was able to work with a few individuals, and it absolutely inspired me that I do love one-on-one work. I love helping people, and so I can't wait to dive into that a little bit deeper next year. Another win was I said goodbye to my old office, and I moved into my dream office space. After doing this thing called the Ultimate Life Tool, I realized that aesthetics are super important, like my surroundings, my space, and not being superficial, but like the environment I put myself in is really important to my overall sense of being and productivity. In November, I moved into this absolutely dreamy office space that I can't wait to finish decorating and recording and doing all of that in. And a couple last personal wins. I brought my daughter to her very first concert, which was Taylor Swift. Not to mention, I got to see Taylor Swift in concert, which was amazing. And basically setting unreasonable expectations for any future concerts for my daughter. However, that was such a magical experience, and I definitely put that in my win bucket for the year. And lastly, my husband and I were able to get on the plane, despite my little COVID episode, and take a 9-day trip to Paris and the Amalfi Coast to celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary. And that was just absolutely magical and the reset I needed in September. So, what did I learn from all of this? There were five main things I think I took away from these wins and things that didn't really work over the last year. The first one is I think the universe spoke loud and clear that I have not been taking care of my body. So, physical health is going to be my number one priority. My mindfulness practices are there, but my body needs to catch up. I guess you can call it a little bit of self care, but really just focusing on my own physical health. Second, even though I took a 6-month break, my business and my podcast didn't suffer tremendously. So I think it's time that I pick it back up. And I think I was so afraid that I just let it all go and that I wouldn't be able to pick it back up. I realized, no, it's okay. I took a break and now I'm back. So there'll be changes to both, but I'm definitely going to be way more focused. I know it might turn a few people away, but I realized over the last year, I'm not here to please everyone. Thirdly, I actually don't really want to speak or attend conferences this year. While I love seeing old friends and making new ones, I need to focus inward to figure out exactly what I'm selling, promoting, and doing before going out externally in the world. I love people, so I love going out there and socializing and getting on stage and speaking and sharing. But without a North Star or an end goal, I really should not be doing those things just yet. So I'm putting a pause on that. Number 4, same with kind of social media. Personally, I might put a pause to my personal Instagram because it's been a time and emotional suck on my life. I realize how many hours I spend just scrolling and looking at other people's lives. I realize so many of my close friends have deleted Instagram from their phone, and I think that would be the absolute hardest thing for me to do. I actually might try it. So who knows? Maybe my dry January will be no Instagram. Lastly, I learned through doing the artist way back in the summer that creativity is truly important to my well-being. I think I might pick up playing the piano again, singing, dancing. I'm not sure, but I learned creativity is what was really lacking in my life. So has any of this sparked a fire within you? What have you learned from 2023? What are your 2024 intentions? I'm going to take the next week and think about mine, including my word of the year. But if you know your 2024 intentions or you have your own word of the year, tag me in a post or send in a review and write what is your intention for 2024. I would love to be on this journey with you and helping support you. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone, and I will see you all in 2024.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Mommy's on a Call. Your support means the absolute world to me. You can find the show notes for this episode and other goodies over at mommysonacall.com. And if you enjoyed this episode or have gotten value from the podcast, I would be so grateful if you could head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and review so that we can reach and empower more moms all over the world together. Thank you so much again, Mommy Pod, and I will see you here next time.